Howdy everyone in YouTube land. This is a little different from my channel. As you can probably tell from the previous video, I found an old TV repair shop through a friend of mine that gave me a link to check out what they got. And he wanted me to pick up a bunch of TVs for him, so that's what I did. And I started to go back and get more. And there's a crew of people trying to organize a trip down there together so we can all have a meetup and try to save as many sets as we can before the building's demolished. Anyways, these are backbreakers. They're deceivingly heavy, even though they got a handle. It's like, hey, carry me. This thing weighs 500,000 pounds. Anyways, this is the lightest one of the bunch, and this is also the one that personally I want to keep. So before I can make a proper determination, I have to figure out if the CRT is any good or all the key components any good. So let's do that. I don't see any tags on this one. I have no repair notes. I don't know if it works. Don't know if it doesn't. It came from a TV shop. I'm pretty much sure it probably doesn't work. But it looks to be a Packard Bell. Packard Bell what? 150, 185 watts? It's probably a hybrid. Let's see. Teledyne. But I do not see a model number anywhere on this thing. Let's see, Los Angeles, California, blah, 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 apparatus. There's a word. There's a $5 word nobody says anymore. Packard Bell what? There's like nothing here. Alright, well, I guess at this point we need to get the back off of this thing and take a look inside. Alright, well, we got the back of it off. And this thing is definitely a hybrid. You can see a TO3 style transistor in there. We got some of these famous Japanese capacitors that are pissing all over the board. Oh, this thing is full of them. Oh, yeah, there. The heat's really gotten to them. I bet they're all bad. Some tubes in there. God, this is just... that's kind of incredible. Well, there's an original tube. It looks like there's a lot of hours on it or a lot of dust on it. I mean, look at this. This is a fuse that's been patched in there, just kind of flapping in the breeze. Yeah, this is there's this. Yeah, got a speaker. The tuners look like they're solid state. They are, as I see no tube sticking out of it. So. There's the horizontal output tube and the damper tube. They don't look cooked, but that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean shit. They're full of these screwball Japanese capacitors. There's the drives. Let's see, where's the drive set? Well, green or blue drive's turned all the way up, so that's not a good sign. Let's see, AGC, the red-green drive is kind of in the middle there. I don't know if you can see that. Red-green drive's in the middle. Blue drive is turned all the way up, so this CRT is probably a dud. There's the screen controls. Well, red's turned all the way up. Green is turned almost all the way up. And blue is turned pretty much all the way up. So... I'm going to fathom a guess that this CRT is done. So, probably why it was put away. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Oh well, this one's going to have a shot CRT, so we're going to have to deal with that. But yeah, these three screws are on the top, and these are the original screws, but these are on the bottom. Those are not original, so this thing's been a part where... like I said, this thing's been rode hard and put away wet. Well, I almost am afraid because I have a feeling that I'm just wasting my time. But I guess at this point, man, that's brittle. That is real, real brittle. Oh. There's pieces of brittle plastic falling off. Oh, yeah. This is all done. Look at all this. It's just disintegrating. Yep, might as well just get all that off of there. That's all junk. All disintegrated. Anybody collecting retro computers, this is what's going to happen to them. Every single one of these is just going to crumble into that. That's what's going to happen. Every single one of them. So people out there collecting computers like me and everyone else, it's going to turn into dust. I guess it's that new fangled biodegradable plastic. All right, well, let's clean the neck off. Looks like a Delta gun for sure. Oh man, this one is baked. Yeah, it is baked. Oh yeah, tasty. You can see the ring from it, just all the cathode material burning off. Yeah, she's got some hours on it. She's tired. Well, this was the one I wanted to keep, but it may not happen. Not with a bad CRT. I mean, this thing's got some hours on it, because look at the glue that's turned brown over there. Yoke doesn't look too bad, but like I said, the plastic is really, really disintegrating. And then we got all these Jap caps in here that have to be changed. Probably not all of them, but I know these bluish purple ones love to say goodbye. Looks like a solid state IF strip from what I can tell. Transit, I see some transistors in there. I don't know if you can see it in my camera. Yeah, there's some transistors in there. I'm not sure exactly what that board is yet, but looks like the deflection color demod video amp is all tube. Possibly. Or at least the deflection. Anything that's high current is tube. Because I'm noticing these tubes have rather big plates. So it looks like that all these tubes are high current tubes, something that transistors didn't do a very good job of back then. So I think that's what we're dealing with there. Yeah, more plastic. More plastic. I mean, this shit is just, look at this. Just crumbles. So yeah, that's all those the computers, the mid-90s computers that are getting real brittle. This is the end game of those. That's the end game right there. So, because right now they're already fragile. There goes the cover. I just knocked it over. Yeah, they're already fragile, but it's only going to get worse. So, all right, well, I got to get the CRT tester out and see what we are. I already know it's not going to be good. All right, got the CRT tester out. I don't have a big, nice Syncore CR70 because I didn't really need it. This one I was using to test computer monochrome CRTs because it has a socket that works with those old monochrome tubes. That one there, number 6 and number 5. They work with those old like SE CRTs and stuff that run at 12.6 volt filaments. So I can know, Anyways, so I got the color adapters out. It looks like that might be a match. 10, 11, 9. That looks like the one that goes on the 21 FJs and FBs. And I don't see a model number anywhere, so let's just go for broke. I want to just try 9 because it's lowest in the number. So I got to be super careful because the last thing I want to do is freaking neck this thing because that evacuation tube is real on there. Oh, it's tight. All right, let's see. Filament sets, turn the on. Okay, do we have anything coming up? Let's bring up the filament voltage to 6.3, which is roughly there. Oh, we're glowing. We got all 3 guns. There's no way this tube has got any. There's no way. Let's do set gun balance. Yeah, she's dead. All right, let's let it warm up for a bit. Let's adjust the. Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah, she's whoa. It's coming up though. Let's check green. Oh wow. Yeah, I got something on green. Blue. I got something on blue, but I gotta crank it way up. Yeah. All right. Let's let it warm up and see where we're at. I'm probably setting the guns too early because it's going to take a little bit to wake up. All right, let's set the blue. All right, so put it back on red. Emissions. Oh, well, red. Yeah, marginal. But, oh, it's still coming up. It's still coming up. Green, green strong. Blue is really strong. Wow. So this thing might be savable after all. Wow. I'm actually amazed. I really am, because of how this thing's got a lot of hours on it. It's getting warm too. But I bet you. Let's see. Let it warm up for a minute. Green. Red's coming up. Check the gun balance. Yeah, red's coming up. Now, I just tested this on video, so it hasn't been on long at all. Looks like she's falling a little bit. Alright, well, green and blue still strong, red's kind of marginal. Live test. Oh, goo. Good God. Gun balance is good. Missions. Yeah, if I, let's see. Oh yeah, she's falling quick. Yeah. Green. Check it. Seems to be good. Blue. Check it. Solid. It's the red is weak. So this has got a weak red gun. Yep, the red's weak on this one. Dang. Oh well. That's why it was retired. Weak red gun. So let's kick the, let's see, where's my filament set at? Let's kick the filament up about 7 volts or so. Yeah, she's cooking now. Yeah, she's, I don't know what automatic tracking does. Not a clue. Now, I could be using the wrong socket. I don't know. But, yeah, she's, bring it back down to 6.3. Move her back on red. Yeah, the red's definitely a goner. Red's weak. Green strong. Blue strongest. But red's marginal. I mean, it would be a watchable picture, but it's done. She's at the end of her life. Yep, end of her life. The longer it's on, the more it's getting weak. I can simulate it. Hey, I turned the drive all the way up now. You know, well, anyways. Bias. I don't know what that does. Nope. Alright, well, here's a rejuvenate button, but yeah, I don't want to do that just yet. Yeah, I don't want to do that because the red, I'd like to be able to rejuvenate one gun at a time. Like, I want to hit the red, but not the green and the blue, but I don't think this tester can do that. But, yeah, I mean, it's marginal. It's not going to produce the world's best picture, but it's something. So, well, that's a quick analysis of this video. Let's see. I need to figure out, oh, here we go. Model C95266 WAL. So that is the model number. It might be that it's either a chassis number or that's the only model number I can find on this thing. So yeah, it's kind of wavering around a bit. Green strong, blue's real strong, but red's on the weak side. It's just kind of like it doesn't know what it wants to do. So, and if I hit the live test button, yeah, she's done. It's weird how the guns do that. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. This is just a quick analysis to see where we're gonna be with the CRT. There's really not much else I can do at this point because, well, yeah, I might be able to get it working, but I don't want to put a whole lot of time and effort into it if it's got a weak red gun. It's just, it is what it is. I mean, it's coming up, so I don't know. We'll see. So, fast forward a couple of years. I don't remember exactly where we left off, but I'm pretty sure we just did a quick little check out and we tested the CRT and we realized that the CRT is actually weak. The red gun is very marginal, let's just say that, and you can see the cathode filament burn off on the back of the tube. So that tube is completely toast on at least the one color gun. But I think what I want to do is I want to try and see if I can't do a slow power up on this TV. Now, there's no guarantee that this TV is going to work, because there could be something wrong with it besides the tube, and that's why it was retired. We know a lot of these caps are completely shot, and they're totally done. So I know we're going to need to dive into repairing some of that stuff. But before we do, I'm just curious if the critical circuitry is any count at all. Also, this is a, what did we say it was? C95266 WAL. WAL means walnut. So that's the Packard Bell part number. But actually, I found the Sam's photo fact here. And boy, that certainly looks familiar now, doesn't it? Turns out this TV is actually based on the Panasonic. I'm really doing well in this video segment, am I? Panasonic Color CT65D. So, well, it's one of these two anyway. So, I had got the whole folder, so there's a lot of stuff in here that are completely useless to what we need. But at least now, I have the folder. So this is date coded 1970. Now, I don't need the rest of those, so I can set it off to the side. But what I'm curious about, though, is what could be the date code of this machine? 19. I don't think it would be later than 70. I mean, it could be 1970. 69? No, that seems a bit early. This is probably 70, 71. Well, let's see. Let's take a look at the caps. No, that's just a series number from Matsushita or Panasonic. No. 69. I mean, 11th month of 1969 on that tube back there. That guy. So, yeah, this very well could be 1970. Anyways, before I get too far carried down that rabbit hole, let's take a look at the service information that we have. I've been feeling kind of under the weather lately. I think that just got back from VCF, so it's like this con crud stuff I got. Ugh, nasty. But I'm feeling better, though. Let's see. Yeah, that certainly seems familiar. So that is probably what this guy actually is. So, awesome. I found the Sam's. And this is the original hard copy. This isn't, something I found on the internet as far as samsphotofact.com. But there's all the different boards. So now we have a parts list we can look at. So that is certainly helpful here. So, but what I'm more important, and that's a big thing. That must be what that is right there. Yeah. That's probably the delay line for the NTSC color signal. That's huge. I don't even think RCA's was that big. You could tell the Japanese were a little bit far behind back then. But that certainly looks familiar. Yep. That looks about right. So what I'm trying to find is the schematic. Let's see if we can find it. There's our capacitor list. So we have electrolytic capacitors. That's on the automatic fine tuning, so that's not what we need. Parts list descriptions, transistors. Let's see, what do we got going on? There's the 400 CLB 22 picture tube. There's no substitutes, so that kind of sucks. I bet we can make something work, but that's what it takes. Oh, that sucks. 2SC828As, those are notorious for going noisy, because I've run into those in audio equipment and stuff like that. Those things are notorious for going noisy. So, and it's probably those epoxy dome style transistors. I don't know 100%. No, they might be. Nope, there they are. Yeah, those are those filled epoxy transistors. Those things are horrible. They're all going to have to go. I guarantee I'm going to have a lot of problems with that. I could get lucky, but I mean, I've been in this game kind of long enough to know that luck is not exactly on my side with something this old. But I've been proven wrong before many times. Where's the schematic? Did I not get the schematic? That would be kind of painful. There's one. Where's the schematic? Oh, there it is. Ooh, scared me for a minute. That would have sucked if we were missing the schematic out of that set. But we are not. So let's see what we have here. Let's start from the left-hand side. Power supply section. What do we have? Well, we've got a solid state series pass regulator. No surprise there. We got a voltage doubler. That's probably going to be an issue. So, but that generates all of our supplies. So, most definitely a hybrid. And of course, we have 828s. Automatic fine tuning. That's probably going to be an issue. We got 828s in the sync, separators, amplifiers, automatic gain control. But it looks like there's tubes in the actual oscillator and output stage, but everything before it is solid state. So in theory, this should be a pretty damn good performer. This should work well. So 828, 828. Oh man, we got 828s in the color circuitry. Now, I remember running into... A friend of mine actually has a Panicolor, which is newer than this. It's all solid state. And the Panicolor uses the same setup, and he's been having a lot of problems with the color demod because of these transistors. And the thing is, they say you can substitute these with like the 3904 and the 2N2222 and whatever else, BC547s. The issue is the characteristics are not exactly the same, and color circuitry is extremely sensitive to that. If you change this beta any bit at all, or change the input capacitance or anything like that, you'll screw this whole circuit up, and you got to realign it. So that's going to be fun because I don't have the equipment to do that. Horizontal blanking amplifier. Well, it looks like the outputs for the CRT is also tube based. The blinking amplifier and all of that's all tube, but everything preceding video output's tube. But preceding that, it's all solid state. See, where's the convergence? Okay, so this is the convergence assembly. Horizontal. There's some diodes in here that might have to go. There's a capacitor that's definitely going to have to go. Because these early 70s caps are drying out. That's just what it is. So we got a bunch of metal can transistors, except for this one. Those are probably my 828s. Those are the ones that are going to be failing. Burst amp, oscillator, that makes sense. X demodulation. Oh, man. This is going to be fun. And then I don't know what their signal source they used to take these oscilloscope measurements either. I don't know if they were using a color bar generator or what they were using, but Anyways, damper, horizontal output. The rectifier. Where's the rectifier? Yep, it uses... No, that's a damper. Yeah, it does have an HV rectifier. So, in this can somewhere is a rectifier tube. That actually might be an oil cap. Those things are notorious as well. Yeah, she's going to need some service work for sure. But that's to be expected. Anyways, we've taken a quick glance at this. I think we should grab the light bulb and attempt to power this thing up. Just do a slow roll power up, because I guarantee the electrolytics are going to be absolutely painful right now. So let's... There's a lot of diodes on here. A lot of diodes on here. Normal service switch. Yep, it's right there. You can see it next to the tube. So we got that at least. We got a handful of things in here. It's the same TV. It's literally a rebadged Panasonic tube hybrid. So, all right. Let us grab our light bulb out. Let's do a slow roll power up of this thing. Alright, so here we go. What I don't know is which mode this light bulb is set on. There we go. I think that's the first one. It's got 3 settings, and then this one I think is straight through, which I don't want to do. So plug you in there. And then now we have a cheater cord, so we can just connect it right in here. Oh yeah, she's drawing an immense amount of current. So this uses solid state diode rectification, so this should on its own slowly reform, as long as the electrolytic isn't totally shorted. I don't remember which ones they are. So, alright. I think we're just going to let her cook for a while. Let's see, how are you? Oh yeah, that thing is rock hard. I might have to replace that. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to steal one from like a TV flyback or a monitor flyback or something, because that's hard as a rock. That's going to be an issue, especially when I change the CRT. Man, this thing's dirty. It's like I almost want to pull this thing out and clean it, but... And it kind of looks like you can see some evidence of peeing on this board. See how it's darker and wet over here versus everywhere else? Same thing back here. You can kind of see it. So, we have some leaky poos heading on up here. I just don't see this thing working. Not right off the bat. It's going to need a full restoration. But I've been proven wrong before. I think what I want to do though, hold on. Let's look at the schematic. I need to see how the tube diagram is set up on this. Okay, so there's 2 strings. Which one's the picture tube? Picture tube is V11. So which one of these is V11? It's not on this chain. Well, what I was going to do is I was going to break the chain so that the tube filaments are not drawing current, but it looks like it's powered through the transformer. Vacation switch. Oh, you know what? Hold on a minute. Is this one of those instant onsets? That's why the CRT's baked out. Because this would have been made in the era where we had instant on. Oh yeah. It's getting better. It's slowly reforming. It's not flashing as frequently. So it's getting better. Sticking my hand in here is a very bad idea, but disclaimer, there are dangerous voltages in a CRT. Please don't do what I'm doing unless you know what you're doing. It's the regulators right there for the transistor section. That's this guy right there, which is my 24 volt source. Yep, that makes sense. Okay, well, I'm going to let this guy roast on the light bulb for a while, so I'll be back when I get some more information. Well, while that thing is, baking and doing its thing, it actually is in not bad condition. This was the original owner tag, and it's long gone. It's been worn away, and it could have even had the message of what was wrong with it, because a lot of these TVs we picked up a couple years ago had notices on them what was wrong with them. But other than that, it's not in bad shape. It just needs a little bit of sprucing up. It's a shame the CRT is weak on the red gun, but it's not in bad shape. It should a little bit of cleaning up. Now this might actually be yellowed version of brown. I don't know. It's kind of nasty in there too, but it should clean up. It's hilarious because they give you a handle so you can carry this thing, but you can't carry this thing. This thing probably weighs 70 pounds, 80 pounds. So it's not that easy. But anyways, I'm just letting it bake. Now, I'm scared to just hit full power because my worry is if I do that, this transistor, if there's a capacitor on the end of this chain shorted somewhere, my worry would be short this regulator transistor, which is down in there, and it's a weird size. It's not a standard TO3, it's something else. So I just got to be careful with that. Alright, so it's been baking on the light bulb for a while. I think we're ready to just juice it and see what happens. It's either going to smoke or it's going to blow up into a ball of flames. Let's see. I don't see any smoke. Hey, we got a raster. And it's very dim, although you can't see that on camera. And it looks about how I expected it to be. I don't even know where are you, brightness settings? Oh, there you are. That must be vertical hold. It is. It's working. Don't have crap for picture though, but turn you down. Whoa. That must be horizontal hold, because it's screaming at me when I do that. But hey, we have a raster, which means all of the critical circuitry works in this TV. Oh, you know what? We can get a picture. You know what? Why don't we go get an antenna hooked up and see what comes in? That's kind of cool. Let's get an antenna hooked up. This thing's actually working. Alright, I got the antenna rigged in there. Let's see what happens. I gotta remember. Yeah. Channel 6. I think that's what I have it set to send a signal on. Comes the high voltage. I hear it. Barely, but I still hear it. Oh, dang. Yeah, that CRT is baked. But it works. Wow, it's working. I'm amazed. I don't know where the brightness is here. I need to see what we got going on here. Brightness and contrast. Okay, so the terrestrial is horizontal vertical hold. So what we need is these here. God, that picture is so awful. That picture's so awful. And CRT is baked. But you know what? It works. So I think that is a good ending to this part 1 of the series. So all of the major circuitry works. Everything's functioning. We've got filter noise, as we can see in the picture. So that's to be expected. But hey, it works. So anyways, if you have a comment, please feel free to leave one. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe and all that fun stuff. And until next time, guys, thank you for watching.